You know, I didn't give it to you because you didn't have enough invested of your own personal money invested in the business. Maybe that's all they say. You could ask, how much would you recommend that as a small business person, as an entrepreneur, that I have invested in the business? You chase too small a market with the products that you're selling. What do you think would make a difference? Well, I think if you also advertise or plan to advertise and market in these other communities as well, that expands your potential market, and then you may be able to generate the revenues you need. The bankers have a lot of experience, not just with your type of business, but a broad variety of businesses and business communities, and they can be very valuable sources of recommendations. Correct the errors and the insufficiencies. If the banker says you don't have, that just don't see enough industry experience among you and your management team, figure out a way to build that experience. Can you bring in one more partner who has the missing experience? Can you take a 1-month course at a local institution and get additional training that you need? Can you bring in a key mechanic who has strong experience elsewhere, maybe even from the manufacturer of the machines you're going to use, who can come in and help you get that equipment started and train your personnel so that they can maintain the equipment? From the standpoint of your ego, you have put a tremendous amount into your idea, into your business plan, your business model. You've got a lot of your heart and your soul invested in it. It hurts to go back and say, I guess I need to do more work on it.
Somebody I introduced to you earlier in the day is Mr. Shoaib. He happens to be the zonal manager of Bank of Industry in Abuja. Abuja oversees Benue State and the same bureaus. So if you got any business to do with Bank of Industry, the most likely person you'll be interacting with is the young man. So please be outstanding. So between the two of us, we shall entertain questions and as much as possible give answers to them. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
What I should talk about, and that is talking businesses. Now, what I like to do now, how to partner with us in funding your businesses. Bank of Industry is essentially to provide credit for businessmen and women. There is a document that we'll give at the end of the program, today, as we are going out. It contains what you must have to partner with us, or for us to partner with you. What you will see, basically, is that, we'll give you the impression that Bank of Industry lends only to limited liability companies. Yes, that's what we do. But like my colleague introduced a while ago, and the facilitator mentioned, we are trying to come down to small businesses. So I would like to talk about what the small businessmen and women can do for us to partner with them. Well, some businesses are limited liability companies. So this, what I'm holding, will apply. But I do believe that a lot of us here fall into the category that we run our own businesses ourselves, and we still want Bank of Industry to do business with us. And that is what's bringing me to the newest product in the Bank of Industry. We call it micro lending or microfinance. Well, what exactly do we mean by this? We are not talking in terms of micro finance banks that we have coming up these days. What we are talking about is getting down to the businessman who requires probably 100,000 to do business. In terms of requirements, both for security and, like the resource person emphasized, the owner's stake, individuals may not be able to meet our requirements. But we still want to do business with individuals. So we've come up with a concept that will enable us to manage the two together and achieve a desirable balance. And that is lending through cooperatives. When we lend, we will be able to lend to individuals, though not directly, but through a process. And this process is the one we consider most favorable to individuals. Collateral. A lot of our customers down the ladder at the micro level don't have this. So lending through cooperatives, you will not require to give us collateral. They say there is safety in numbers. In a cooperative, there could be as many as 15, 20, 25 individuals. Just for example, if each and every one of them, or maybe 20 of the 25, requires probably 100,000 each, one member will be able to guarantee the other, and then the entire body, that is the cooperative itself, will now guarantee the entire body. So in which case, collateral is left out. But more importantly, it enables the funds to flow down the ladder. So what I will encourage is those of us here who are already members of cooperative societies can bring this to the attention of executives of the cooperative societies. The cooperative society can approach us, or the individuals can bring the cooperative societies to us, or invite us to meet the cooperative societies. We can strike out a deal, as they say in the Bible. But for the corporate entities, we can lend from Abuja office as much as $500 billion, $1 billion naira for corporate entities. We can, because we know whichever entity can attract a credit of that much will be able to collateralize the credit. So there are still some of us in the audience that fall into this category. What I'm holding will be the most relevant for such. And what we are talking about here is what the business law is all about. Like the business plan that the resource person emphasized, the track record of the corporate, the people behind the corporate, that is who are the shareholders, who are the managers, what are their various experiences and exposures to the business. We want to know what the money will be used for and be able to buy into it. Also, we will also want to know what securities there are to offer. Okay, that's why I said this one will be most relevant to those that are corporate entities. But for individuals, the best bet is through the cooperatives. And there is no limit to the amount we can give to the cooperative. The limit will only be dependent on the requirements of individuals in the cooperative. Yes, the individuals in the cooperative will tell us a little bit of individual businesses, what the money required is to be used for, how is the business to be run. Just every word, every sentence, every subject that the resource person has talked about will come into play. That is what I want to say for now on how to partner with Bank of Industry. I don't know.
Sorry, just my own emphasis. What my colleague has just said now is that there are two categories of clients. One limited liability companies all fall into one of either of one of two categories. The latest one being the unlimited liability companies, which the bank is having to deal with through a vehicle of the cooperatives. So the message here is that if we are interested in accessing facilities from BOI and we're not limited liability companies, we should form ourselves into cooperatives or identify one and join. That way you can, avail yourself of uncollateralized facility, which is, of course, I know that's what will suit most of us here. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So if there are going to be any questions arising from, what my colleague has just said, we are very willing and interested in taking it. So the floor is yours now.
You see, DOI is very truthful about bringing industrial development in Nigeria. I feel the issue of developing common individual goals are not being achieved. Because most of these seminars you attend, as you have just said, is for corporate companies. And now that you are incorporating a new idea, you bring in the cooperatives, which an individual can develop idea and it cannot be facilitated within the group. So you cannot develop it, because the trend here is that if you have an idea and you tell your brother, this is the idea I have, he will not buy it, even though it is profitable. So I think that the industry should look more into this by maybe single registration from the individual from the law.
My question is about 25% project cost. You insist that a corporate company pays 25% and still collateralizes. How do you manage the two?
Okay. The lead facilitator said that she will lend money to somebody who is not prepared to put anything into his business. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you've committed your money into the business is, first of all, an assurance that at least we can, derive some, express some measure of commitment from you. You get it there? The issue of collateral, apart from one being a CBN requirement, you know what I'm saying? It behoves the bank to be able to recover the money. From experience, we discovered that people who approach us in the past just come with the mindset that this is a federal government institution and their own share of national aid. You get it? That's why most of the precaution institutions, that's the banks that preceded us, after a short while, went bust. Of course, if that happens again, then it means we shot ourselves in the leg, in the sense that monies will not be available to the rest of us to benefit from. You get it?